Welcome everyone to the RTV studios on the campus of Martinsville High School for Inside Martinsville Football here on WREP 15 Sports and the MHS Rewind YouTube channel. I'm your host, Eric Meyer, joined as always by Artesian head coach Brian Duggar, and like we've said every week so far, a happy Artesian coach Brian Duggar. Great start to the season, 3-0.
Yeah, it's always fun to come in here and talk. Boys are off to a good start, playing good football. We don't like to say 3-0. We like to say 1-0 3 times, and that's the goal again this week. But we're feeling pretty good about ourselves right now.
Great start to the season for the Artesians. Get the big Mid-State Conference win on Friday night over the Greenwood Woodmen. We'll talk with the coach about that contest. Take a look at some of the highlights provided courtesy of Carl Van Devender here as well, and then we'll also look ahead to the Artesians' big matchup coming up on Friday night at Ciderwitz Field against the Decatur Central Hawks. But, Coach, let's go back to the Greenwood contest, the Mid-State Conference opener on Friday night. You guys came out locked in pretty good in that one and got on Greenwood early. Hold on for the big win, 28-14.
Yeah, and Greenwood's a physical team, so you have to match their physicality and kind of really come ready to play, because they challenge you to really kind of play a boring game and kind of take the ball out of your hands a little bit for an offense like us. But I thought we did a good job getting out early. Did a good job of our defense was great again. Held a team that's averaging close to 300 yards rushing to like 60 yards rushing. So I thought we were lights out on defense again, but offensively we saw some better signs, saw some signs of kind of getting back to being us a little bit. Just again leaving 2 or 3 scores off the board that we got to kind of take care of, especially with the next few weeks we got.
Really had a good balanced offensively and on that contest with the passing game and the running game. Tyler going for about 200 yards on the night, and then Braden Shrake, a big breakout game for him with the buck 82, 83 yards on the evening as well. So offensively, again, a balanced team, balanced effort, really taking advantage of what they gave you on Friday night.
Yeah. We really challenged our offensive line. We struggled a little bit the first 2 games running the ball. We really got after it a little bit. I thought more mental mistakes than anything, but they were great. Our offensive line, they were 5-as-1 up front, opened up some holes for Braden, and Braden showed what he can do when he's got a little bit of room. He looks pretty good.
Did a great job in the contest. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the highlights from the win over the Greenwood Woodmen, again provided by Carl Van Devender, former student, does a nice job getting the highlights as always. And there's Garrett Skaggs starting things off for Martinsville.
Yeah, Garrett had a huge game. I think it was his best game to date. I think he had 8 catches for over 100-some yards. Again, had a couple touchdowns. I wish he would have finished, but just didn't get it in there on a couple. But he did get 1 big touchdown before the half. But this drive, we came out and established it right off the start. I think we threw the ball maybe once or twice, and we just kind of ran the ball and punched it in the end zone here at Braden, and it was just a kind of a tone-setting drive for us.
So we talked about getting out to a good start, and you guys were very efficient, methodical as you moved down the field on that opening drive to punch it in.
Yeah. And then again, our defense, Nick Crone still, you kind of see Nick more in the pass rush idea, getting after a quarterback, but he was really good up front, kind of did his job, and may not have had the tackles that he had the previous 2 games because of what the style of offense they play, but he was great, and he was our defensive lineman again. Here's a play, kind of a little RPO action there. Cheatham, thank God he didn't get caught, but great effort there, 70-yard touchdown. And, that's one of those where that kind of happened through the week. We were practicing, prepping, and Tyler kind of saw something in practice and kind of suggested it and goes for a 70-yard touchdown. So you like it when your quarterback's dialed in like that.
He almost had one later, too, in the game as well on a similar
Yeah,
play.
we had one we liked a little later we saw, and it just didn't get it done. This is a good setup, one we kind of saw early as well. We thought we could take advantage of their safety coming down, and did a little pump and go with Garrett, a little shake route, and makes a great catch. Wish he could have kept his feet and got in the end zone, because I don't think we scored on that one. I think we missed a field goal on that one, or that may have been the one we had the 4th and 1, didn't get it in the end zone. Again, Braden Shrake was just really, really good. Had some space finally, and when he gets space, he's tough to bring down.
It's a fast-moving game as well.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of balls hitting the ground, and you guys keeping it on the ground.
Yeah.
They're keeping it on the ground too. So
yeah, those games get over pretty. It's kind of funny. You get one of the things you do is you kind of check scores after the game. None of the scores were in because we were one of the first ones done. But this was a big play right before half. About 30 seconds to go, our defense gets a huge stop, gets us the ball back. We run a little, they have a terrible punt and could get a little pressure on it, and then we run a little screen pass, and Garrett takes it to the house. So that's a huge momentum push right there before half, and just kind of really had them playing catch up and trying to throw the ball a lot more in the second half than they want to.
They were able to pick up some yardage through the air, but like you said, you really did a great job of shutting them down, running the ball.
Yeah, if you look at their passing yards, a lot of them were big plays, and we talked about it before. It's really hard for a kid to dial in for 70 plays of this power, and a flat route, and to not get kind of sucked into your eyes in the wrong place. And we had 2 or 3 balls that they threw deep that I think our DBs would like to have back because they're better than what they showed on that play, but they kind of had a mental breakdown, if you will.
Hunter Stroud making a couple of plays here in the last couple of highlights.
For sure, Hunter Stroud's best game. He's sophomore out there playing and kind of coming into his own. Big play here by Trey. Just wish he could have kept his feet because I think, again, he scores on that one. There was no one out in front of him if he gets around 82 there, and he's pretty quick, so I don't think he gets caught there. And then this is just kind of the end of the game and finalize it, finish it. You see kind of Braden lowering his shoulder, kind of keeping the clock going, kind of pushing things, and we kind of grind out a little 4 or 5 minute drive here, and then it works out well because Braden punches in a 30-yard touchdown right here, and great kick out here by Luke, and then great escort there by Josh Jones, and we're off to the races on a counter play.
So you're able to get in there, get that final score. You get the win, 28-14 over the Greenwood Woodmen.
It's a common score, isn't it?
It is. I mean, you guys, just right there, you're averaging almost 28 points a game.
28-14, 27-14, 28-14.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that quick, 27.3 or 7 points a game, something along those lines. So you're right at that on the scoring average, giving up 14 a contest as well. I think we've talked about it in the first couple of weeks. That I don't know if that's the surprising part, but maybe surprising to see that the defense has played so well here early on.
Yeah, I mean, it was surprising early on, but now it's becoming a theme.
Expected, yeah.
Now it's becoming a theme, and they've set the bar. They set their standard, and that's what they're going to play, and that's how they're going to, their expectation is to do that every week now. We thought it might take 4 or 5 weeks for that to happen, but it happened earlier, and we're real happy with that. Offensively, 28 points a game is pretty good, but we know we can be better. We felt like each game we've left 2 or 3 scores out there that we should have put in. We felt like we should have been in the 40s multiple times.
28-14 is going to win you every game every
we'll
night.
Take it.
So you'll take
We'll do 15 of those in a row.
Exactly. That's exactly what you'll look to do, and you'll try to look to do that again coming up this week in a mid-state conference contest at home at Ciderwoods Field against the Decatur Central Hawks. Now, they come in 1-2 on the season, but do not let that record fool you. They beat Columbus North, a good Columbus North team, in their opener, and then they lose to number 1 New Pal, who's not only number 1 in 4A, but would probably be number 1 in 5A and would compete in 6A with all the big boys as well. And then they drop it to a very, very good Whiteland Ball Club, who's now also number 1 in 5A as well. So that 1-2 record, definitely misleading for Coach Enright's ball club.
Yeah, very much so. They're a talented ball club. They've got what they always have. They've got athletes. They've got really good football players. They're well coached. Coach Enright and Coach Gooden do a phenomenal job. They're tough to prepare for. They're tough to go against. And don't let the schedule. Like they played this schedule for a reason. They have aspirations of being in the state championship game, and they know they got to get better every week. So do you want to come out and win 2 games, or do you want to play against some of the best competition in the state? And that's what they chose to do. And they beat a good 6A football team. They lose to the number 1 ranked 4A and 5A team, like you said. That's no slouch. Right. So that's they're a good football club, and we're viewing them as we're going to have to play really, really well to beat them on Friday night.
Well, they haven't lost 4 in a row since 2013. You guys haven't started 4-0 since 2018 when you happened to beat Decatur Central as well. So we'll hope that theme holds true. And like you said, go 1-0 every week and go 1-0 again this week as Decatur Central comes to town. Well, you talked about it a little bit. They do a good job in offensively and defensively with the athletes, the kids that they have, but they kind of change it up a little bit. Some years they're more maybe run-focused or pass-focused. What are we going to see out of this version, at least that you've seen so far, of Coach Enright's ball club?
Well, this team wants to spread out a little more, it appears, on offense. They want to kind of sling it around. They've got a freshman quarterback that's pretty good. he's going to get better every year, so I'm not looking forward to that either. I'm going to have to deal with him for 4 years. But they also bring in the Stevens kid, who's played quarterback for him last year, who's 6'5" and 250 pounds of muscle, and I'm probably not giving him enough. And he's tough to bring down. So they kind of have two different offenses you kind of see a little bit. They have like a red zone package with Stevens, and then the regular package with Polston. And they've got playmakers out wide. They've got some kids that are pretty solid, and they can get behind you easily because they're speed. And they're just a good football team on offense. Defensively, they're the same old, Decatur Central defense. You don't really know what you're getting. They run a 4-2-5, 4-3, whatever you want to call it, and they kind of play like a stack principles, it looks like, and they get after you. They're going to bring it from all different angles. They kind of keep 6 guys in the box, 7 guys at all times, and all 7 guys are coming downhill to get in the run game, but also to get after the quarterback a little bit. So it's going to be a challenge for us on Friday night. We got to do a good job against a good offense, and we got to be really good against a good defense.
Flipping back to the offensive side of the ball, they have struggled a little bit, but against, like we said, very, very good competition, able to get Decatur against Columbus North, move the ball a little bit. Then you run into some tough teams in Whiteland and also New Pal the last couple of weeks. So hard a little bit to see exactly what they're going to be able to do offensively. But one thing we do know, there won't be a Tyrone Tracy. There won't be Kenny Tracy, and there won't be a Javon Tracy out there, but they still got some weapons on their team.
It's weird. It's weird not seeing a Tracy out there kind of trying to find him on film. Where is he at? Where's the next guy at? No, they don't have that guy like they have in the past, but they've still got really good football players. I think they've got 2 or 3 wideouts that could play for anybody in our conference. They've got a running back that runs downhill and runs hard. I think they're just as talented as any team in our conference. And last week against Whiteland, that's a game that a couple plays here or there could go a lot of different ways. And Whiteland's really good, so it's you can kind of see how strong the conference is going to be. We've got how many ranked teams right now in our conference. So it's going to be tough, and I think our kids are excited. We kind of talk about inviting ourselves to the party a little bit. Everybody wants to talk about Decatur, and everybody wants to talk about Whiteland and Mooresville. Let's invite ourselves to the party. And a game like this tomorrow night's how you do that. You go out and you take care of business at home against a really good football team, and it's not going to be easy, but I think our kids are up for the challenge.
Well, I think you did invite yourselves to the party coming up. Ranked number 9 in Class 4A in one poll, 10 in the other. Whiteland comes in 8 Decatur Central comes in 8 in the 5A poll, so it's a top 10 showdown coming up at Ciderwoods Field. Get out there and watch it. If you can't, you can catch it here on the MHS Rewind YouTube channel as well, but it should be a good matchup. We talked about them a little bit offensively, Decatur Central. You touched on it a little bit defensively. A couple of years ago when we had Coach Whitson was in here, he kind of said they played that little bit of a cat defense. I remember he'd say, hey, this guy's got this cat, you got this cat, and then they just go play. But like you said, they've got playmakers there defensively and guys that I sometimes call erasers. If you make mistakes, you've got guys out there that can make up, so they can afford to be a little bit more aggressive and a little bit, for you guys, more unpredictable on the defensive side.
They are unpredictable, but they are who we thought they were, type thing, right?
All right, you got another one.
Yeah, that's right.
It's good.
So they are who we thought they were. They're going to line up. They're going to do all sorts of crazy things, and they're going to have athletes make plays, and that's their style, and it's really good. And if you got those guys, as Coach Whitson says, those cats, it's tough to beat.
Well, let's talk about, as we do every week, what are some of the keys, things you guys are going to have to do to come with a victory?
It's going to be boring. It's going to be boring, but you know what it is. Offensively, take what's given to us and take care of the ball. Right now we're doing that. We're scoring points. We're making things kind of happen on offense that because we have the ball in our hands. We got to do a good job of identifying their fronts. That's something a little bit different for this week. If we're able to identify their fronts and where they're coming from, I think that helps us tremendously on offense. Defensively, it's just getting after the quarterback a little bit, making the freshman feel uncomfortable, and hopefully, Nick Crone has another big game. But more importantly, just like always, stay gap sound, do our job, don't try to do anything outside of what you're supposed to do. And if we do that, it seems that we're playing pretty good defense.
All right, Coach, as always, we appreciate you taking time to join us. Good luck out there on Friday night.
Hey, appreciate everything you guys do.
That's Artesian head coach Brian Duggar here inside Martinsville football. The Artesians looking to go 1-0 again this week and make it their 4th straight win of the season as they battle the Decatur Central Hawks. Friday night, Mid-State Conference matchup, top 10 showdown, 5A number 8, 4A number 9. Get out to Ciderwoods Field. It doesn't get much bigger than this on Friday night, 7 o'clock kickoff, as you'll see the Artesians and the Hawks get set to do battle. If you can't make it or you got relatives outside the state, send them the link. MHS Rewind YouTube will have you covered with the live stream about 6:50 kicking off. As always, I'd like to thank the head coach, Brian Duggar, for coming in, for Luke Cheatham and Bo Dilley, who produced it here this afternoon. I'm Eric Meyer. We'll see you again next time inside Martinsville Football.